to sit on a round table. Again, we have Violet Brown, big history in the business. She's now with Strange Music. Tech9 is taking over, making millions of dollars virtually with no radio airplay. It's phenomenal what he's doing. Stevel Lobel here orchestrated the Rock the Bells, brought Bone Thugs and Harmony back together. It's been instrumental in a lot of careers. All of them are going to start talking.
So basically, you know, I'm humbled and blessed and honored to be a part of this because, you know, I appreciate the littlest things in life. It doesn't matter if there's 20,000 people here or 100 people here, I'm going to give it my best. Thank you to Jay and IES, you know, to have me and speak. And please give it up to Jerry Heller, you know, living legend. You know, at the end of the day, we all have stories. Everybody in this room has a story. Everybody in life has a story. No one's better than anybody else. Some people have more fame than others and money than others, but we judge people by their mind and their soul. We don't judge by the color of their skin or their race or their religion. Obviously, you see all three of us up here, we're Caucasian, and we're legendary in the urban world. So I'm just gonna give you my story real quick. I hope I don't bore you. But I come in the game through Jam Master Jay from Run DMC. Anybody know who Jam Master Jay is? You know, it's a living legend, one of the realest men and realest guys ever in this music industry. You know, he should be alive right now, but unfortunately, because of some ignorant stuff, he's in heaven right now, watching down. But I'm from Queens, New York. I never forget where I come from. I've been in LA probably almost 20 years now, but I go back and forth. And, you know, I want to tell everybody, never forget where you come from. And I'll never forget where I come from, because that's what made me who I am. You know, I ran around with Run DMC for years, and I would say that Run DMC is the all-time biggest rap group of all time. Why I say that is because, you know, they were the first ones to go platinum, first ones on MTV, first one to win music awards, and so on and so forth. No disrespect to NWA or Bone Thugs and Harmony, but I just feel that Run DMC was the biggest rap of all time. That's how I come in the industry. Russell Simmons, Leo Cohen, they were my mentors, along with Jam Master Jay. And, you know, I started carrying Adidas bags. And I used to get on tour buses and travel around the country and learn so much about outside of New York City and Queens, because if it wasn't Run DMC, I'd probably be stuck in Queens waiting tables. And I went around the world and the country, carrying Adidas bags for real. And next thing you know, I opened up a couple bars and restaurants at 20 years old, and I had a lot of rappers and basketball players come. And I was really successful. I just couldn't run around no more. And honestly, it was a great experience, but I wanted to be my own boss, if that makes sense. And you know, I met EPMD and LL Cool J, and we just went all over the country on different tours of Beastie Boys. And I got in the music industry, and I figured that I would have the rappers and the basketball players at the time come to my bars at St. John's University in Queens. And then I got into a car accident. And at that time, Jam Master Jay discovered a group called Onyx. Everybody know what Onyx is? And they were looking for a white Italian kid to do an exercise song. So we would work to Relativity Records with Alan Grunblatt. And you remember Alan Grunblatt, right? And basically, we took this kid to Alan Grunblatt. And Alan Grunblatt liked my personality and my aggressivism, but he wasn't interested in the white kid, he was interested in this white kid. So I became an A&R. And at that time, I A&R'd Beatnuts, you know, real hip-hop stuff. Beatnuts, MOP, 3-6 Mafia, 8-Ball and MJG. We dealt with the Suave House. Tony Draper was the first guy I ever met with a Rolls Royce in Houston, Texas. You know, him and Jay Prince were doing their thing. And Common Sense, who's now Common, you know, hip-hop classic, I used to love her. So I was involved with a lot of hip-hop, real classics. And that's when I met Eazy-E. Because, you know, Alan Grunblatt, you know, distributed Ruthless Records, am I right? And Eric brought Bone Thugs and Harmony, these 15, 16-year-old kids to New York City, and we went out that night. And Eric had the twins with him. Remember the twins, security? And we went to the tunnel, and we ran into Ice Cube and LL Cool J. And I told Eric, you're in my city, so if there's anything, you know, we need to handle, let's handle it right now, because he had problems with that. And he was like, nah, let's let it be, so they spoke. And, you know, a couple of Bone members did come to the club, some did come. And Eric said he was going to walk back to the hotel room. And it was like 20 degrees. He had his flannel Pendleton on. And he walked back to the tunnel, from the tunnel to the hotel. Because when you go to New York City, you don't want to jump in a car service or limousine. You want to walk. You want to touch the people. You want to see, the bright lights, the big city. If you've never been to big New York City, make sure you get to New York City. And honestly, I've never seen Eric again. I've never seen Easy again. And from there on that point, I just started dealing with Bone Thugs and Harmony. And I'm blessed and humbled that I'm still dealing with them 20 years later. So we're about to do the East 1999 Eternal Classic album for Rock the Bells, all 5 members. And I've been through hell and back with Bone Thugs and Harmony, like my little brothers. And honestly, I probably stuck with them because of Eric. Because, Easy died, and then they really haven't no one to turn to, so to speak. They had some people, but for some reason they adapted to me, and I adapted to them, and they became my little brothers. And I was part of the Biggie classics, the Big Pun records, and we made a lot of classics. And I did their solo albums, and I ran their company, Mo Thug Records. We had a lot of big hits, and sold a lot of millions of records. And then Fat Joe, I worked with Fat Joe for years, and Big Pun, rest in peace. I got a lot of great stories about him, and I'm just like I said, I'm just blessed to be in that culture. That was the dinosaur years, I consider myself a dinosaur, but then I came fossil fuel. An artist named Sean Kingston came in my life. I know you guys know who Sean Kingston is. We traveled the world. I seen Israel for the first time in my life, and I'm Jewish. With Sean Kingston, went to the Wailing Wall, the Red Sea was amazing, but Sean Kingston's a big pop icon. And then, we started a company, met an artist named Ayaz. I know everybody knows what Ayaz is. Shorty is like a melody, blah, blah, blah. And he became a worldwide pop superstar, Hannah Montana, a bunch of stuff. So I started going from hip-hop to pop music. And then I got back into the rap game, gangster rap. Me and my partner, Big U from the Rolling 60 Crips, we found an artist named Nipsey Hussle. I know you guys know who Nipsey Hussle is. And we found him, discovered him, and branded him and made him. And he's, Nipsey Hussle. He's a real guy. He gets caught up in a lot of things. But at the end of the day, I feel he should be bigger than Drake, Wiz Khalifa, and a lot of rappers. But Nipsey Hussle is a real guy. He's not one of these fake gangbangers, fake rappers. From saying Violet years ago, she was like, "Wow, Steve, I can't believe you're on Violet." I'm like, "Yeah, Jewish guy from New York is about to bring West Coast gangster rap back." And I met an artist named Man, thanks to Jamie Adler. Jamie Adler is in the house right now. His brother, Steven Adler from the Guns N' Roses. We did save his life. He was on drugs for so long. So I was involved with the Guns N' Roses era just for a second with Steven Adler. And Jamie brought me an artist named Man. I don't know if anybody knows who Man is. He got a big record with 50 Cent called Buzzin'. And he said my name in the song. He helped me be fossil fuel and brand my name. Man's in the house right there. Man has traveled the world within a year, probably then, well, I've traveled the world so much, but a lot of people in this room. He's seen the world off of monster big records because of the radio. And Man's, like I said, he just came from London, UK for 2 weeks. He's seen everything, you name it, Australia, Asia, so on and so forth, and made a lot of money. But we found him when he was 16. And patience and sacrifice equals success. And now he just turned 21, and his dreams are coming true. He's traveling the world, and he's making a lot of money. And my partner Josh Fisher's in the house, who does the day-to-day for Man. And he signed to Def Jam. But he was just a young kid from West LA. He didn't gangbang. He was just a dancer, an actor, and he made big records, and he traveled the world. So we helped break his career, and we're humbled, and he's humbled and appreciates us. And I got a kid named Dave Patton, like a Jason Mraz, Maroon 5, just trying to stay relevant with artists like that. I got a Latino rapper named Coco with 3-6 Mafia. Shout out to SNL Entertainment. We feel like there's 50 million Americans or 50 million people in the United States, but 1 out of 7 is from Latin descent. Latins really control California. So we have an artist named Coco from West LA. And then, I've been doing reality shows. I was on Missy Elliott's reality show, and I was on Manage a Celebrity. And I'll share this with you. I don't care about the lawsuit. I'm on the premiere episode in September for Millionaire Matchmaker. If anybody's seen the show with Patty, Millionaire Matchmaker, I got the premiere episode. They never met someone like me, and I got the premiere. And I'm putting out a book called A Coach Lasts Longer Than a Player, just with my story. Like I said, everybody's got a story. I do a lot of motivational speaking at schools and juvenile halls. I take my time to drive hours and fly hours just to give back to the kids, because it's about giving back.